Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, no doubt about it. Tank is by far, the toughest test. But again, this is me having another title defense, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to be successful on Saturday.
The world of boxing is stacked with power punchers, fast movers, and ruthless tacticians. But every so often, someone shows up who disrupts the tempo, rewrites the rules, and makes even the most seasoned warriors freeze in disbelief, like they've just seen a ghost do the alley shuffle. That someone today is none other than Mario Barrios.
Mario got the win. How do you feel about your performance?
I felt right about it. The eye, it made it hard to get my rhythm, to get my range down. But of course, I'm gonna stay in there.
No excuses, but being sick didn't help. Story on the way. Being sick with the flu didn't help. You got it done, baby.
Now, let's face facts. Barrios didn't explode into boxing with movie deals or Olympic medals. He wasn't the darling of sports media or gifted a flawless record. No, he climbed from the grit, fighting for recognition like a dog cornered in a cage. Now, wearing the WBC title, he's got the sport debating. Is Barrios elite, or is this just another loud echo bouncing off sweaty gym walls?
Here's where it gets wild.
Here's the twist. 10 of Asia's all-time boxing greats, legends from Tokyo, Bangkok, and beyond, are hailing Barrios like he's Sugar Ray's spiritual heir, but taller, sharper, and drawling like Texas. These men fought brutal battles. They know greatness, and they're calling Barrios not just good, but unreasonably good. So what changed? Rewind to a lanky, unpolished kid walking into a gym with more grit than promise, who turned that drive into destruction.
Boots versus Barrios? Of course. I like to see Boots just in there, period. But that lets you know how much you need people like Barrios. Because people who got something to lose, or not even something to lose, people who are superstars in their head, don't fight everybody. That's why I say Sean Porter kept the welterweight division alive. He fought them all. Barrios is doing the same thing. You need Barrios. You need people like Barrios, because Barrios will take them.
Now circle back to those Asian ring icons. These guys aren't easy to impress. They've seen dozens of next big things crumble under real pressure. But this time, there's no eye-rolling, no shrugging. From Manila to Seoul, they're nodding, slowly, watching Barrios and saying, "All right, this guy, he's legit." Why? Because Barrios doesn't move like a welterweight. He moves like a myth. His feet glide like ice skates. He shifts, slips, and then smashes your blueprint with a looping hook. One Japanese icon called it snake-like, a charmer turned executioner. And that jab? It's not just crisp, it interrogates. It demands answers you're not ready for. And when you blink, he unloads. His chin? Steel. Hit him, and he grins, turns savage, and fights like pain's a memory. That's what made Pacquiao. Take notice.
That's why
These Asian legends aren't questioning Pacquiao. They revere him, but they know time doesn't lose. Barrios is younger, hungrier, hardened, and while Manny's willpower is eternal, his reflexes aren't. What stuns observers is Barrios' approach. No fairy tale nonsense, just deadly focus. He trains like someone preparing to fight a god, not chase glory. He respects Pacquiao's fire and still plans to put it out.
Pacquiao fighting in July. I told y'all, man, that was the rumor, but Suleiman confirmed it. Pacquiao wants to retire the WBC champion. I'm rooting for Barrios, though. I like Pacquiao, but I gotta go with Barrios.
And don't think for a second that Barrios is getting by on...
Don't mistake him for some athlete coasting on genetics. Barrios is a student of the game. He watches film like a coach. He analyzes timing, angles, balance. He disrupts rhythms with perfectly timed violence. Some Asian icons say he's psychic, reading shifts, toes, shoulders, reactions. It's like watching a Zen master speedrun chess with his fists. In the later rounds, when others fade, he ignites. One Thai great said it's like he's breathing through extra lungs under the mat.
Several Asian legends pointed out something curious.
Even Barrios' defense has leveled up. He used to get clipped in heavy trades. Now, he slips punches like water off tile. He's efficient, icy, ruthless. After losing to Gervonta Davis, he didn't crumble. He recalibrated. He sharpened every flaw. That resilience, that's what makes old champions nod. He evolved. And when he meets Pacquiao, he's not dreaming. He's hunting. If he wins, he's not just a title holder. He's the man who ended an era with nothing but skill and scars.
Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and, you know, try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight Lucas, and you could see it. And then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy or the Japanese guy in last year, it was hard to watch.
Even Barrios' defense has improved dramatically. He used to get tagged.
So it's no wonder 10 of Asia's toughest veterans are tuned in. They've tasted glory, lost blood, won titles. And now, from across the ocean, they're pointing at Barrios and whispering, "This one's different. He knows the climb. Never ends." But greatness never begged for easy roads. Barrios already paid. Now he's here to collect. Boxing craves energy, charisma, chaos held in check, and Barrios brings it all. This isn't noise. It's the beginning of a storm.
I'm Mario Barrios. They're playing with fire again, bro. They might get f***ing hurt up there with this dude.
Possibly.
You know Barrios is punching.
I think that's the point. You know, right now everyone thinks he's chinny. Everyone thinks he's done. That's why I wanted him to go in there with someone like Matias and get the upset win. But this would be the same. Barrios would be probably a favorite because of the power, because he's already at 47. And, you know, it didn't work out well for him the last time he fought a common opponent with Tank.
It's no surprise then that 10 of Asia's...
Just when it felt like the buzz peaked, another shockwave hit. Asian boxing cultures that rarely agree on anything, except rice and ring time, are united in awe. From Japan to Manila, retired fighters are rising from their quiet lives, watching. Barrios, and not just nodding, they're shouting. Imagine a Muay Thai legend, known for cracking ribs like peanut shells, watching Barrios' jab on repeat. Not laughing, not confused, just stunned into silence. That's respect.
That Mario Barrios and Manny Pacquiao has been in serious negotiations. Let me ask you, is it a good fight? Mario Barrios versus Tank Davis at 147. Yes, it is. That fight was a struggle, and if Mario Barrios wasn't weight drained with the rehydration clause at 140, think about 147, Tank going up from 135 to 147. Yeah, y'all, no.
Just when you thought you'd heard it all,
Mario Barrios versus Tank Davis at 147. Yes, it is. That fight was a struggle, and if Mario Barrios wasn't weight drained with the rehydration clause at 140, think about 147, Tank going up from 135 to 147. Yeah, y'all, no.
Just when you thought you'd heard it all.
And it's not just Barrios' movement that's turning heads. It's his brain. Fighters raised on patience and poise are calling him a monk in gloves. That's no light praise. These men lived Zen, bled Bushido, and trained till their legs buckled. Barrios doesn't waste moves, doesn't blink, doesn't even seem to sweat. And he's not arrogant. No chains, no bling, just steel-eyed San Antonio grit until he snaps an icon's rhythm mid-fight like a librarian drop-kicking a knight.
This is a fighter who once kicked a man so hard his grandchildren sneezed. Yet here he is, rewinding a slow-motion replay of Barrios' jab like it's fine.
In Seoul, a reclusive Korean legend named Iron Crane broke his silence to say Barrios moves like ink on silk. That's poetic, patriotic admiration, tinged with disbelief. Asia's boxing elite trained in mud, sparred blindfolded, chopped. Trees for leg work. Now they're watching a Texan disassemble fighters like cheap shelves. He's not brawling. He's solving puzzles. He lures, switches, and flips the fight. In Manila, whispers grow louder. Could this be Pacquiao's final act? Maybe, maybe not. But Barrios is something new, and unknown terrifies legends.
Going up from 135 to 147. Yeah, y'all know our shoe program. Because Barrios was winning every round leading up right before he got knocked down. You fight Mario Barrios at 147, it may be a different story. I'm not saying that Mario Barrios wins. I'm saying that Mario Barrios is more comfortable at 147, way bigger than Gervonta Tank Davis. What is he, 5'10", 5'11"? All right, Gervonta Tank Davis never only fought at 140 once, never fought at 147. Move up from 135 to 147, y'all know it's a tough fight.
It's not just Barrios' footwork that's getting global gasp.
Meanwhile, in Japan, the purists are puzzled. Barrios doesn't follow clean lines or strict routines. He improvises like a jazz solo, chaotic but in tune. And it works. When he fires combos, old-school fighters flinch as if time skipped. His hands blur. His rhythm feels alien, like it downloaded from the future. That uppercut? Like it's guided by satellite. He doesn't need knockouts to dominate. His control is mental. He steps in like a dentist and treats the opponent like plaque. Even Chinese fans call him a 1,000-year fighter reborn.
No gold-plated teeth.
Over in Thailand, kids in dusty gyms mimic Barrios' stance, while decorated trainers sit stone-faced, nodding. They see it. The storm behind the smile. Barrios isn't just a champ, he's a mirror. Each culture sees its best reflected in him. Korean media aired 3 docs, not on his KO power, but his decisions. His shift, his feints, his setups. That's revered thinking. That's unteachable. In the Philippines, coaches already whisper, win or lose, this is the handoff. This is Legacy's final echo, and somehow that makes it beautiful. So now what? Will Barrios defend the belt and own this division like a cowboy king? It's looking more likely each round. If this is boxing's next chapter, then everyone better start reading fast, because Barrios isn't waiting. He's moving, striking, evolving, and making old warriors rethink everything they knew. He's not hype. He's a shift in the sport's axis, a Texas-born aftershock shaking decades of tradition. And he's just warming up. So like, subscribe and drop your pick below which legend lasts 4 rounds. Spoiler, probably none.
Meanwhile, jab behind.
Or something to slow him down because now he's starting to go,
So what's next? Will Mario Barrios take the belt and run the division into a new age? Will he become a name whispered in back alleys of Bangkok training gyms and Tokyo boxing clubs alike? It's looking that way.
Yeah, left hook for
good
Ramos. South of the equator went Ramos with that shot.
In Thailand,